The tortoise and the hare, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to be a bit more of an encouragement. I'm here to encourage you today if you are waiting on the Lord. And why waiting on God is the great place to be, okay? Because I know for those of us who are in the winning team here, a lot of us are waiting either for the Lord to give us a direction, an answer, a provision, a something. For me, it's all of the above. I'm like, God, I'd actually just tell me what to do because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now, okay? And I want to tell you guys about this time when I heard the voice of the Holy Spirit and how it kind of shifted my understanding. And today I just had a reminder of it. I can't remember why I started to think about it, but, I remember actually. I was thinking about how I always laugh at the fact that over the years, I always find that like God will use me like to help others find their way in life, like onto their path. And it's happened to me so many times that I've like helped people out in some kind of way. And then now they're all like succeeding and I'm like the one here still waiting, like struggling to get my life together, and everybody's off flying, spreading their wings, you know what I mean? And I'm happy about it because I love to see people win. As you guys know, I just love to see people win. The other day I saw somebody get an award that I didn't even really care about and I started crying because I was just happy to see somebody succeed, like, you know. And then it started to remind me of this concept that I have about winning and how I feel like, you know, this first shall be last and last shall be first. So a couple of years back, or was it last year? Anyway, in the last couple of years, I remember hearing the words, the tortoise and the hare from the Holy Spirit. The audible voice of God said to me, the tortoise and the hare. And for some reason, my brain immediately went, first shall be last and the last shall be first. Yeah. This is all going to be interesting. And this is, again, another winning lesson. Okay, guys, so welcome to class. Nice to have you here. Can you all see that I'm in such a better mood now that it's winter? It's my season. You guys are going to notice because I'm actually on my period. So you would think I would be horrifically horrific in this moment, but I'm actually like loving life. Somebody even said to me yesterday, they were like, you're literally delirious. Like, well, what is with you? You're in such a silly mood. I'm like, it's winter. I'm so excited. I finally can be myself and have my season. Oh, I love it. And after I've recorded 2 videos, I'm going to go out so I can get my early dosage of the outdoors. And then later on, I'll go back and get my later dosage. Anyways, this is not part of the video. So here's how I look at the situation, right? I think I always say about the mountain, right? When you're a winner, you got to think about a mountain and that our destination is to get to the top of that mountain, right? And there's so many layers to what I'm about to say. So the first layer is that obviously not everybody can make it to the mountain. This is why there's always that phrase of it's lonely at the top. We're going to be talking in the next video about jealousy and how it's impossible for jealous people to have empathy. We're not going to talk about that just yet, but it will link into this. So I want you to envision a mountain, right? The higher you want to go on the mountain, the less people that's going to be there, the less people that are going to have what it takes to get there, and the less people are going to be there when you get there, right? And so there's a lot of people at the bottom of the mountain, and that's like how the world works with everything, okay? And when I used to talk about success and winning, I want to be very clear, you guys. Winning is whatever winning is for you. To me, winning isn't like, oh, you have to go and be famous or go and have a successful business. Winning could be finding a career that you love, that makes you happy, that gives you the life that you're content with. Winning could be successfully, for you, having a garden that you look after, that you love. Winning for you could be getting, whatever. Like, winning is whatever you want it to be. Winning for you could be making people laugh and having the opportunity to make as many people laugh. Like, winning is winning. Winning is when you are thriving. To me, that's what winning is. So I just want to be clear about that, because a lot of times with a lot of people who talk about winning, and I understand the world I live in. So when I call my channel like the winning team, a lot of people, when it comes to winning, it's always about like being like millionaires, billionaires, and whatever's like. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about thriving, when you're living a life that's happy, when you wake up in the morning excited for the things you have to do, and you feel fulfilled and you feel content. Just to be clear. So just want to make that very clear, because what winning looks like for me isn't what people might think it does. Anyway, so the mountain, the higher you go up the mountain, the less people there are up the mountain, right? But also, it takes longer to get to the top of the mountain. This is what I'm saying about the first shall be last and the last shall be first. So in my head, I was thinking like, throughout my life, I feel like as I've been walking up this mountain and I've been seeing people at different levels, like kind of soaring in whatever they're doing. And I'm like, why am I still fighting to get up this dang mountain? And it's because my destination is at the top of the mountain. That's my encouragement for some of you guys today. If your destination is at the top of the mountain, yeah, and obviously the best part of the mountain is the top of the mountain, right? So that's where all the best bits are. That's why I'm like, the longer the wait, the bigger the blessing, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I believe, because it's like, as God is dishing things out, he's like, oh, well, these people, they only needed this amount. Yours is still cooking. It needs to, you know what I mean? It's like I was saying to you guys about what I was learning about wine in Italy, and how the cheaper wines that you can buy, they just kind of just take the grapes and then they just go ahead and ferment them and make wine straight away. Whether the really expensive ones, the reason why they're so expensive is because they might grow the grapes and then they'll keep the best ones and they'll prune it and they'll let them grow again. They won't make wine with those, the nicer wines with those grapes. And then again, they'll let them grow, let the grapes, and they'll curate them. They'll prune them, and then they'll let them grow again. So those wines have been worked on for a really long time to get to the best wine that you're going to have, versus this the cheap old stuff where they just grab any old grapes, ferment, bing bang boom bam bish bash bosh, and you have wine. It's the same thing with God, where it's like, as we're going, you know what I mean? As he's giving out the gifts, right? It's like he's building up to the big one. Because I will speak for myself. I know this is going to sound really arrogant, but if you're a child of the Lord and you have faith, then you should be declaring the same things over your own life, right? Don't be jealous now. We're going to talk about that in the next video. But I know that the Lord is going to do his big one with me. Like, I know the Lord is going to do his big one. Because the Bible says that God will do exceedingly and abundantly above anything you can ask or think. Listen, I was like, oh, is that right, Lord? Anything I can ask or think? Well, I'm going to ask and think for the absolute absurd levels of things, because you said, like, this I'm saying about faith, and how your faith always is like, the foundation of faith is that you never second guess God's character. That's like literally the foundation of faith, is you don't second guess God's character ever. If you do, that's when you're going to start to get the devil's going to start taking you off the wayside, off the rails. You got to just be like, God, you said, because that's why I'm like, God, this is what you said. Look, hey, I didn't force you to say all that. Ain't nobody tell you to go and do and saying all them things. You said that yourself. So I'm just holding you accountable to your own words. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying to you guys is, just be encouraged. Look, you see, I try to mitigate this ray thing, right, from the sun, because obviously it's the time of day. So I always know that the sun comes around at this time of day, at this part of the window. Because the sun, again, we used to not have clocks and things. We'd say, I'll meet you at noon because we look at where the sun is. I'll meet you at whatever in the evening or whatever, because we would know where the sun is. Nowadays, people will be upset that you're 2 minutes late. I think when the disciples and people were all trying to meet up and they didn't have clocks, they were just like, yeah, we'll meet at noon. They all got there sometime between like 11:30 and 12:30, like for us today. I feel like things are so much more relaxed. I really hate how things have developed, where everything is like, you know what I mean, these days. It's like being on time is being late, like at a workplace. Actually get me out of here. Actually shoot me. But yeah, so so I wanted to say that to you guys as like a bit of an encouragement, to say that the first shall be last and the last shall be first. And if you're still waiting, because this is what I was thinking about, this is why I laugh. I'd be getting upset, like, God, why am I still here? Why have we not got there yet? And then I'd be like laughing, because I'm like, oh, I know. Because he's like to me, he's like, listen, is that all you want? You want these little things? I thought you wanted the big one. I thought you were asking me to do the big one. So let me cook. Because I need to cook, because it needs to stew for longer for me to get what you're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? And so for a lot of us, that's the story, is that, the Lord, and also I think the Lord is also preparing us. One thing that's definitely been a lesson that's helped to shift my way of thinking after my epiphany the other day about my trips in Italy. You should go and check that video out, because I basically realized, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And the opportunity just completely missed me, because I was again, like I always say, I feel like relationships are a defective thing, right? Hence why I've loved this whole solo, isolated life. Like before, now I've got friends nowadays, and now I've caught feelings and things, and it's just a bit strange. It's changed. If I removed all those things, there's a lot of things I wouldn't be hesitating to do. That's why I say it's defective, right? That's the main reason I don't want to fall in love, because then I'm gonna now care about what somebody thinks about what I'm doing, and that's gonna I don't know if that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, and but I realized that the Lord he's still doing work. He's like, I got to make sure that you're ready for what you're asking for. I got to make sure you're prepared for the things that are ahead, because again, as humans, it's natural for us when you're in a moment of desperation, right, to think, oh, I really just need this, and I need it, and I need it now, I need it now, I need it now, or Lord, please tell me now, you know what I mean? Especially for me, because I really don't want to get to my 30s in the same position. And that's quite simply because I want to have as many years as possible of winning, and also I want to enjoy my wins while my body is still flexible and agile, and I still have energy and all this stuff, you know what I mean? So that's why I like to be active. So I need to be able to push my body to the limits. There's so many things I want to push my body to the limit to try and do. I really want to, because I've never really lost myself in any type of physical challenge enough, I don't think. So I already know what I want to do in my head. I've said to you guys, I think I can pull off the triathlon. I want to do the Ironman so badly, but I'll need time to train, and I'll need to get all the gear. But I'm confident. It's not about, for me, that's not about winning that. It's just about completing it. I'm confident I can do the Ironman. I need to do that. For me, that's my dream, to do that for my 30th birthday. Hence why I would have started training this year if it was possible. I kind of did. That's why I started running, just to start to get my stamina up, and cycling and whatever. Anyway, point being, I get it, right? We're all wanting, but then the Lord is also like, look, but I got to make sure that I got to make sure that you is where you need to be. That's what he's taught me. I need to make sure you, and that's again why the Israelites were in the wilderness. God didn't want them to die in the wilderness, but he wanted to prepare them in the wilderness, because he's like, listen, I'm about to take you to the land of milk and honey. Y'all been slaves. Y'all been getting bread and water from Pharaoh, and y'all been living in sleeping on stone. I don't know, I'm making these details up. This is not biblical with those couple comments I just made there, but I'm just giving visuals for us to think about, right? To kind of make my point. So now I'm about to take you to the land of milk and honey. You know what I'm saying? You're about to see the juiciest grapes you done ever seen in your damn life. You're going to be eating a T-bone steak for breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Right? You're going to be living the lifestyles of the the rich. Maybe not necessarily the famous, but then they were famous. That's why, Pharaoh was so scared and enslaved them, because he was like, these people, I heard what happened with the last Pharaoh, and your people's is thriving, and I can't have you people thriving, because then you're going to be a threat. And that's exactly the point. God needs to prepare us, because once we thrive, we also become a threat, to the losing team, the losers out there. This is why I'm going to talk about the jealousy thing in the next video. I'm so sorry about this ray of sunshine, guys. But then can I be sorry? I mean, it's the Lord. Look how great he is. And I did try to cover it with the curtain, but bro, what can I do? The light of the Lord is so powerful. I am in a silly mood. It's actually so facts. And all I've drank today is green tea and loving life. Loving life. I feel good. I can't wait to go out in a minute. In a minute, in like an hour, when I finished yapping when I finish running my mouth on the internet. But on a serious note, though, you become a threat, because that's the other thing I think I didn't realize that I'm learning the hard way, is that when you're a winner, and ironically speaking, this is also why my morning's been great. I was talking with one of you guys just now, and this is where I was talking about this jealousy thing. I had the thought, and I was thinking about, I should make a video, and then I thought, wait a minute. I talked to some of you guys personally. I'm going to drop a message to one of the team and be like, hey, what do you think about? So I love it here. I love that. Can I just say, I'm so happy to I'm so happy to have found you guys. You guys have no idea how much I freaking love you all. And this is why you guys make me want to win, because I'm like, I got to throw that damn party. Listen, I'm throwing a party and you're all going to be there. Just so you know. Don't worry about the logistics. Me and God have it covered, okay? Because I've told him, God, once this all is said and done, we break them kids out of them underground tunnels, we take down the kingdom of darkness, we see Hollywood come crashing down, we bulldoze the education system, right? We see some real men of God show up in the church building, we remove the imposters, right? And we get the ill-equipped step down. I'm throwing the party over the century. It's going to go down in history. Just trust me, you guys. And it's going to go on for days. I've already thought about it. I've already thought about the logistics because I like to throw an event, okay? And once we're going to celebrate, listen, I'm like a work hard, play harder kind of person. It's going to be so good. And it's not going to be like what you're envisioning of a party. It's going to be like an experience, okay? Anyway, there's going to be layers. You're going to be able to be as involved or as not involved as you want. Like, oh, I've thought of all the literal details of how this whole thing is going to work. It's going to be crazy, okay? And it's going to be a winning team members only party. And people are going to want to get in. Trust me, by that day that party happens, people are going to want to be there, not going to be allowed to be there. That's why I said make yourself known so you get an invite. Anyway, so, and you won't have to worry about anything. Just so you know. Yeah, this is what me and the Lord were talking about because I'm like, God, we've been going through it. So we're going to have a good time. I'm going to make sure that all the prayers, all the hard work, all the dedication, all the faith, all the commitment, all the times you guys have chosen to take the high road, to be the winner, to not fall into jealousy, to not fall into pride, to choose humility. We gonna make it worth it. Anyway. Of course, I would start to think about this in the winter because this is the exact time I would throw my winter concert in the winter. Not right now, in December when it's like frosty. Oh my gosh. It will be so much fun. And everybody else will be wearing all their winter stuff and there'll be all fires and food and everything. And I'll still be half naked on stage. Can't wait. Anyway, so I really do believe, guys, we have to be aware. The thing I didn't never realize was that the other team, the losers, they see you as a threat and therefore they become against you. So while we're minding our business, right? When you're minding your business winning, this is starting to bother me now. While you're minding your business winning, right? And you're minding your business doing what you need to do, right? This is what I was talking about with one of you guys. Like I said, that's what sent me off the edge. While we were doing that, right, it's always the losers that are the ones who then come against you, right, who come against you and see you as a threat. So you have to be prepared to deal with that. You know what I mean? You have to be prepared to deal with the fact that, like, it's inevitable. And I think that's probably been one of the most humbling lessons. Like I've said, November's always that month of the year where God just gives me a whole bunch of humbling lessons of things that I don't want to have to address or don't have to deal with. But he's like, well, this is what's happening. And I'm like, but God, why? And he's like, well, because this is just what they do. Because that's what losers do. They rise up against you. You know what I mean? They rise up in pride, against you. Because they somehow feel like entitled because they're not willing to put in the work, right? Like I'm saying to you about the mountain, it goes back to the mountain thing. It's all fun and games, the idea of going up the mountain and climbing a mountain until you start climbing. Just like working out, it sounds like so much fun. It sounds good to think about getting in shape and getting whatever. But then when you actually have to get there, getting yourself, whether it's to the gym or starting whatever it is activity you're doing, and then you get to the bit at first, it's all right. And then you get in and it starts to burn. And you're like, ooh. And then it's like, now you have to start making that decision. Mentally, I have to lock in to say, oh, I'm going to stay the course, even though this hurts. Because now you're actually doing something. Before you weren't doing, now your body's like, oh, we're struggling. Now you're starting to build something. But it gets tough. It's like climbing the mountain. It's all fun and games at the bottom of the mountain. And maybe all fun and games the first couple climbs. When you've been climbing for a couple of hours, when you've been climbing for, you know what I mean? It's going to start to weigh on you and it's going to start to become difficult, And so that's why not a lot of people make it to the top. That's why I say winning is not for the weak. And not a lot of people are going to make it to the top because it's going to be harder to get there. It's also going to take longer to get further. And that's why I think a lot of people, not in contentment, because if you're content, be content wherever you want to be. Whether you want to be the bottom of the mountain, top of the mountain, like I said, this isn't about one specific career path or one specific... What is in my eye line? Is this a hair or what? This is really annoying me because I can just see it dingle dangling next to my face. Is it my hair? What is it? Okay. Is it gone? Oh my gosh. What's wrong with me? Something is off with me today, isn't it? Okay, I don't know what it is. Anyway, yeah, so if we don't, wherever you want to be, basically, it's fine, what I'm saying. It's not about that. It's about the fact that in life, when you're trying to succeed and excel, this is what I was saying to one of you guys, because I realized that, this whole situation we talk about with Jessie Nelson, I realized that I feel like the people around, actually, we'll talk about that in the next video, because we're going to talk about the jealousy thing. But the point is, anyways, you guys, I wanted to say all of this just to say, be encouraged that if you're still going, you're still pushing or holding on to that faith, that's you climbing that mountain. That's you climbing that mountain. You know, and the Bible even says the faith the size of a mustard seed is enough to move a mountain. Hello. Forget climbing it, we can move the dang thing. God said, God said science who? God said realistic who? God said I can do whatever I want. And I gave you the power and your faith in me, and me who can do anything, then anything is possible. That's why I'm saying this party is possible, and it better be on the cards, Lord. I'm serious, because I need to. I would just love that, especially for you guys who always see me sitting here being so serious. It would be so nice to just enjoy ourselves and just have a good time, because you guys always see me here, you know, coming for people and things, and it would be nice to just not do that and just enjoy each other's time together. You know, I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in between now and then. So stay healthy, everyone, because you need to be there, and you need to be alive, and you need to be ready when the day comes. Okay. But yeah, you guys understand what I'm saying anyways. I feel like I've explained it enough. You know, that's why I said again about the tortoise and the hare. You might seem like in the moment you're on the back foot, or like things around you, it's like, what's going on? Even me right now, I'm like, God, if you don't step in, I'm literally so screwed right now. If you don't, but then also, if he's taking longer, maybe I'm just an expensive wine. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just the top of the shelf, if you feel me. I'm not just a little riff-raff grapes at the beginning. You know what I mean? I need a bit of pruning. A bit of pruning and it'll come back, and then more pruning and we'll come back. And it's true. As much as I keep saying, like, oh Lord, please, like this, every day that goes on, I am consistently, repeatedly learning lessons from God like that. I'm like, God, I'm so grateful for that. I can really see this thing. Is it like, what is it? Oh, I don't think it's something in my eye. I think it's the reflection from my earring, from the sun onto the wall. Anyway, and so yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. I just wanted to give you guys some encouragement. I also wanted to give you something just to think about, like like I said with the tortoise and the hare. The hare gets all excited. I don't know if you guys know about that story, right? But basically, the long and short of it is they go on a race. The hare thinks the hare's going to win, runs ahead, stops to like take a nap, but then ends up oversleeping, and then the tortoise ends up winning the race. And I feel like that's kind of a perfect depiction of why the Holy Spirit mentioned it. Is, you know, that's kind of like what's happening in the world right now. There's a lot of people, when I look at the world, I look how Kris Jenner just had her 70th birthday with all the billionaires with their Jeff Bezos' house. You know what I mean? Literally showing off all their wealth and success in the face of fans who are literally breaking their broke backs to go and then buy their products, which bewilders me still, that people are so, will complain about all these folks, but then how are they rich? You're the ones making them rich. You're the ones watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians. You're the ones buying Kylie Jenner's lip kit, buying Skims and all this stuff. They only have money because we gave them power. Like I say, the power is always with the people. But then nevertheless, I'm looking at the world and I'm looking at how much the kingdom of darkness side right now is enjoying thriving, thinking, yeah, right? And that's how the devil deceives his own children over there, is they think that this is going to last forever, just like how the hare thought, I'm the fast one here. There's no way that I'm going to be by the little tortoise. And the tortoise like, hey, I'm just going to work with what I got, and I'm just going to keep going. And that's why Jesus tells us to endure. You know what I mean? Every time I hear the voice of Christ in particular to me, I always hear him like a coach shouting to me, like, endure, like you can do this. Like, I feel like Jesus is like a coach to me. I feel like, you know what I mean? He's like, endure, like, just keep enduring, like, don't give up, keep pushing, like, you know, endure through this. And that's what he did, you know what I mean? He endured it to the bitter end until he died on that cross. After all the beatings and everything that man took on the cross, he endured it to the end and he saw it through. And look at him now, top of the freaking mountain, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Commander-in-Chief of the Lord's army, the Messiah. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So let's remember that in a world where you're going to see the other people thriving, you're going to see the kingdom of darkness kikiing and hee-hawing and having so much fun all the time right now, because then that's what they don't realize, is that God always has the last laugh, just like with Pharaoh in Egypt, with Joseph, right? God always had the last laugh. It was like, hey, I'll take out your firstborn sons, by the way. Lineage who? Bloodline who? That's what God said. God said, bloodline who? Bloodline who? And then Pharaoh, in his pride, just like the hare was all talking about, what is God talking about? talking about talking to his own demon gods as if those demon gods that he's working with, those Egyptian gods, the irises and the Osirises and all these, talking to these Egyptian gods as if they're not just so excited that they are doing so good at deceiving him, bringing them to hell with them because that's their only destination, thinking that he knows what he's doing in pride. Like, that's what I'm saying. Listen, let's just humble ourselves. Hey, we humble. If the two sides are opposite and right now it looks like the kingdom of darkness side is thriving, good. Because that means I'm not there. So this is why when I'm seeing a lot of these pastors and leaders who are just also just thriving in this exact moment, when the tables are about to flip, the Bible says that the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous. It's like, let's just let them get all this stuff together, yeah? And then when I bring judgment, I'm just going to do a quick little transfer over to my kids. You guys have this stuff and you guys, you're done. You're done. You're done. So yeah. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to leave that there. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about jealousy. Because jealous people are incapable of empathy, incapable. And there's an important reason why we need to address this, but I'm going to address that in the next video and hopefully change angles so that we don't have this sunshine situation happening. Anyways, you guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, because if life's a game, let's play to win. We're trying to play to win around here, guys. Listen, I ain't got time to lose. I'm allergic to losing. I'm allergic. Last night, I was crying. Was I crying? Oh yeah, I was crying. I was watching all my old dance videos because I saved like the videos from like all the rehearsals, so it's crazy. Like, I don't delete any of the videos. I know that's crazy because a lot of times I recorded the same dance at the end of the lesson like 8 times, and I was watching back some of the things I did and I was like, oh my gosh, I actually was better than I thought I was, to be honest. And some of them, it was like, girl, horror. A lot of it was horror. But we're going to run it back because we're not a loser. So we're going to look at what we've done and we're going to see that, hey, you know what? The day is not yet over, and it almost kind of is encouraging. It's almost like instilling like the desire back into me of like actually wanting to participate, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, this can't be the last anybody ever saw of me dancing. This can't be the way that story arc ends. So I'm kind of like, I've been like, it's just been, I don't know. Anyways, I don't want to get into it, but let's just say there's been a few shiftings and changings. Anyways, guys, if life's a game, if life's a game, let's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in my next one. And yeah, in my next video, I'll be talking about how jealous people are incapable of empathy. Come back for that one because it's going to be a good one. Anyways, guys.